Tommy J Pro.
This is Corey Johnson, and this is the 10 most important people to have in your team as an artist. Number 1, a good manager. Not a damager, a manager. Like somebody who then has better people skills than you, somebody who knows how to articulate themselves, someone who will answer the emails more than you, just their correspondence and their people skills. I think that's the main thing, but a good manager, somebody who's organized. And like I tell managers all the time, if you can't manage your own life, there's no point in managing an artist. Number 2, like I tell you all the time, a good lawyer. Not just a lawyer that does the business between you and your manager at the start, but a lawyer that's gonna put time into you, not just charge you for every email they send or every time they pick up the phone and give you a bit of advice. But a lawyer who's gonna see the vision in you, give you that time of day, and that way if any situation comes up, it's a given. It's like a real unwritten given that is then his money too. So the other lawyers will respect that he's your client and so forth, and okay, we'll leave him alone. The same way that then the labels respect that, okay, you gave him some advice as to why he's here, and then you guys will sit down and break bread. But a good lawyer, super duper key in your team. Number 3, a good engineer. Like, loads of people have got studios and yeah, they can press the buttons. I have engineers come through the studio like one every 5 minutes, but a good engineer is someone who gives you feedback when you're in the booth. Like, doesn't just sit there pressing the buttons or charging you just because they have the space, but someone who understands your sound, makes you feel comfortable, and also they understand where you're at and that frequency. Because a lot of artists, what they tend to do is they have a good engineer and then they hop from here to here to here, and then people are like, oh, he's falling off. No, he's just jumped to the same guys who he knew no one else was really working with, but because they've got a big studio, or they've then maybe gone somewhere because he doesn't want to pay this guy, now he's making money. And then really, the same guy who maybe gave you that sound while you got that first million views, if now you've got money or now you've got this hype, he maybe be the same guy who get you to your first 10 million views. So a good engineer that knows your sound, understands your frequency, that sound that then in the first place caught the listener's ear, that's a very key member of your team. Number 4, a good agent. Booking agent really comes when you've got a song that people want to see live. So it's not just, oh yeah, I want to do bookings. Of course, all artists want to do shows. Those first shows is going to be you taking yourself, getting the experience, getting a chance to let people hear your music, you building up your confidence on stage where you're not going to be paid. But once you've got music that's out there, people are starting to understand who you are, seeing that you're consistent, or you've got that song that's kind of caught everybody because it's so catchy. People want to hear that song live. And a good agent is somebody who has those relationships. It's not just someone who's going to manage the demand that you create, because ultimately the music you're putting out, the video, that promotion is what's creating the demand for people to want to see you. It's not just your pretty face or, yeah, just because I'm posing with the man. No, it's because that song that you've got, that your team, your engineer, your manager and everybody worked on, now because of that now gives you that demand where people want to see you. A good agent, they're not just going to manage that demand. They can say, yeah, I've got a friend who can pull a string here off, because it's about relationships. Like, that's what this industry and business is built on, it's relationships. Number 5, a good photographer. Like, I know phones have then really upgraded since megapixels and stuff, yeah, but really even now with the latest iPhone, Android, Samsung, or any of the other brands that maybe I forgot to mention, like the graphics on there, the quality, the filters, perfect. The consistency needs to be there with your branding and your imagery. Like somebody who's just got an eye for it, that's a skill, it's an art to it. I think some people really underestimate the difference between having a good camera and having a good eye. And I think that's what sometimes around us, we have those team members, but we then underestimate what they do. And then sometimes we're then kind of fooling ourselves short, because you're representing your brand. When you see Nike, the consistency's there. You see JD Sports, the consistency's there. You are a brand, the consistency needs to be there. Number 6, a videographer. Like the same guy, like I said with the engineer, that got you that first million views. Now you've got a budget, now you've got a buzz. Imagine what he could do with a budget. or with more budget. If that's what he done and you only paid him X amount. Sometimes artists forget that, and like just like an example, you've seen Stormzy and Caleb Dennis. Like Stormzy's still holding on to him now, when that was just a kid with a camera, and literally then that got him that views, got him that buzz. He got his situation. Caleb's still there shooting his videos till now. Number 7, good stylist. Like we all have ideas that yeah, we like this and we like that. To be honest, even for myself, most of the things I wear that I get compliments for, I didn't pick for myself. It's somebody else that picked that and said, try this on. The stylist is the person around you that's the most stylish. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the thing that you'd maybe first pick, but it's maybe once you put it on, you maybe feel maybe uncomfortable. But then with the responses that you're getting and the feedback, you're like, okay, that's style. I think a lot of artists, whether it's your own individual style or whether it's just that you just carry a style about you, a lot of artists don't understand that swagger, as they call it, or the drip or whatever it is, that style about you, that's what then, and it doesn't have to always be that it's high priced designer wear or it's this overinflated stuff that you can't afford. Like style is an essence. Style is an art. I think that's what a lot of people miss, that stylist in your team. Number 8, graphic designer. The world we're in now, I know there's loads of apps, just like with most things, that then allow you to believe that you're just as good as everybody else at everything, and I appreciate that. It's ways to keep your costs down. So as an emerging artist, these apps are useful. I'm never going to take away from, as a business, keeping your costs down. It's important. That's how you get quicker to the recoup line. But a graphic designer that then kind of has that art and that flair, there's some of them who want to work and build. Work with them, give them a chance, but then don't use them for this and then use the next guy. Work with them, and then if you get money, then pay them the next time round. Grow with them. If they're getting that artwork that's standing out, it's giving you and your brand that image. Because remember always that you are a brand and it's your brand. Your music is your brand. You are the brand. Your face is your brand. Then the graphic design is a big part of your brand. Number 9, and I haven't left them to last or way down in the list, but definitely number 9 in your team, definitely the producer. That sound, that beat, that style of what you do, that is really like why the producer gets half of the royalties. And much as they maybe not the face of everything, the producers are maybe undercredited. Like I haven't been to a club yet anywhere in the world and just heard them playing a cappella back to back and then people are dancing and enjoying themselves. I've been to lots of clubs and heard them playing instrumentals back to back and people are dancing and enjoying themselves. So imagine your song without the beat. So the producer, key part. Like these producers that are really making this good music, like everybody, it's a team. So there's no I in team. When you start making money, build with the producer. If the opportunity comes, make them make more money. That sound, that part of it, that part of your team is a key integral bit. A lot of big artists, they have their producer or producers. That's why they've got their sound. And I think a lot of artists kind of miss that, and it's like, okay, I want to jump from, but I think this has come from this YouTube culture of just surfing the net and jumping on anything that seems like, okay, another 100,000 people that have the same algorithms because they use the same social media platforms, they visit the same sites like your GRM, your Link Up and your Mixtape and SBTV, they jump on the same girls' pages and surf the same shopping stores. And then when they go on YouTube and type in Headie One type beat, maybe they all get shown the same beat. Or they type in SL type beat, it's the same beat because they're already linked to the same algorithms. So your producer and that sound, just like your engineer and that sound, key and integral part of your team. Number 10, last but definitely not least, your fans, your groupies. Like they're a key part of your team. It's not fans just because they're boosting your ego. These are people that are going to promote you, your music within their social circles. They believe in what you're doing, they support you, and then you have to build on those fans. I think a lot of people kind of miss that engagement with their fans and that appreciation for their fans. They're a part of your team. They're a part of what you build. They're the ones who's going to be going out and repping you, whether it's then the song comes up in the club so they're going extra hard, or whether it's on social media and they're playing it in their stories and people are seeing it. But the fans and the groupies, they're a key part of the team. So there you have it. It's Corey Johnson UK. another top 10 things that you need as an artist, a manager, or someone trying to make it in the industry. Like I always say, yeah, follow me on the social media at Corey Johnson UK. Get that money, man. You can be anything you want to be. Think big, boom, get big. Think small, get nowhere.